Now I fixed my cell phone because I had too much stuff I had to delete. Now this is going to be a very interesting YouTube video because I took a break from sex talk for quite a while. I am going to make a part 2 to my video of why people hate their job 3, but that's going to be delayed for a week because I got some ideas on how I want to finish part 3 off. And I was thinking about getting a guy who actually hates his job, and I thought that maybe in part 3 he could explain to you, the viewers, why he hates his job. So I thought I would do something fun for the last and final video of part 3. See, part 1 and part 2 is me telling you why people hate their job. 3 will be him trying to, finish off the series. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make this video because I believe this video needs to be made. And then I'm going to show some footage later. Maybe a Saturday afternoon might be appropriate. Or maybe the summer I might get around to showing you me doing some martial arts that relates to this video. Because you'll see why I'll show you some martial arts and some boxing much later. Now this is going to be called Sex Talk 101 episode 69. I believe so. 69 or 70. We'll double check after we're done with this video. And it's going to be called Sexy Black Woman, Sexy White Woman, but she's from the hood. Now, the reason why I'm going to entitle that in the video and say that this is for men from the ages of 18 to 35 is because a lot of men don't realize that when they graduate from high school or they graduate from college, that when they get into the real world, the working force, and you get into these situations with these women, you don't realize what you go through with messing with these types of women. A lot of these women watch, and it's no stranger, and I really don't give a fuck if women get mad and say, he's woman bashing, he's doing this, he's saying this about women. It's my channel, and it's a man's channel. Now, maybe in the future I might make a woman's channel and explain women's problems, but right now it's a man's channel and I'm on to making men's problems or helping men with their problems. A lot of women do the vast majority of them do have a tendency of watching too much television, too many Hollywood movies, and too much social media. You got some men that are like this too, unfortunately. Like, I know some men that watch way too much television, too many movies, and too much social media. So ladies can't be sitting back saying, yeah, he's always on us, so I'm going to get on the fellas too. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about the one thing I don't understand about not just black men, but men in general who keep complaining about a black woman or a Mexican woman being too ghetto or too hood. You see, what I don't understand is you complain about a woman having too many tattoos, too many body piercings, and that she's too animalistic, she's too primal in her sexuality, but you always keep saying, I want a woman that's physically sexually attractive. I want me a woman that I could show off to my friends at work and at home. And when you find a black woman or a white woman, or even sometimes a white woman from the hood, you bitch and complain 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, that she's too difficult to deal with. And you see, this is what happens when you date these types of women. And you see, what most men fail to realize is while you were going to high school and college having the quote-unquote good life, a lot of these black women, a lot of these Mexican women, and some white women who were poor in low-class environments, they didn't get to go to Disneyland when they were in high school and college. They didn't get to have high school prom or the high school dance. These women, no sooner they got out of high school, they had to go to the job. They had to go work at a gas station, or they had to go to a car lot and help sell some cars. So these women don't know what fun entertainment is. A lot of these women grew up in the hood, where they seen a lot of men get shot, stabbed, killed. They seen people get jumped 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Now, if you take a black woman, or even a white woman, or a Mexican woman, and you throw her in a dangerous environment like the Vietnamese camp or Iraq, and you leave her there for about 1 year, and then you come back a 1 year later or 2 or 3 years later to take her out of that environment and bring her back to America, she will be extremely dangerous and unpredictable to the point where she will beat the crap out of a man that's half her size because her mentality, her mindset has turned savage. And most men are not aware of what they're up against. You know, you go to work, you're civilized, you have a high class or a middle class job, and you don't understand why the woman don't find you physically sexually attractive. Let's talk about why these men be like, I don't understand. I got 2 jobs. I got a house or an apartment. I got a car. And why is this woman ain't giving me no play? Well, a lot of times, if you see a woman have a lot of tattoos or a lot of piercings, there's a good strong chance that she probably comes from a low-class family. Sometimes a middle-class family in some cases. And usually it's because of what she grew up in her surroundings. And you see, when you be trying to take these women out to lunch and dinner and they say no, a lot of times, even if the black woman or the Mexican woman or the white girl is from the hood, those women have to give you a shit test. And I already made a YouTube video before talking about there's women of respect and then there's women of disrespect. And I've say in those videos that you have to do something if you want the woman to cooperate. Now, you see, with the gangsters, the Crips and the Bloods, they understand these types of women because they deal with these women all day. Now, you working 8 hours, 10 hours, 15, 20, 30 hours on a job, you're not there to see what these women do. And then when you come home to your house or your apartment and you find out that this girl is into smoking and drinking and doing drugs and hanging out with criminals, you get angry and upset. But you said you wanted a woman that's physically, sexually attractive, and when you got one, you didn't know that she was this type of person. And this goes back to my YouTube video about the underworld of sex. A lot of times these women fantasize about wanting to have sex with criminals, bad boys, and you can't believe what you're seeing or what you're witnessing. Now, you go to work in a high class or middle class environment, and what you'll find out is about 80 to 85% of the time, a lot of those women that work in high class, middle class, hold on, people. Don't want nobody calling me when I'm doing a video because it's disrespectful. But my point is, you go to these high class, middle class working environments, right? And you'll find out a lot of times those women live in the hood. She works in a high class. Hold on. Apparently the person don't get the message. You find out that this black woman or this white woman or this Mexican woman works in a high class or middle class environment, but she's from the hood. And you would never think that because you might live in a middle class or low class area thinking that, oh, I finally found me a woman that's high class or middle class that's just like me. But then you find out she's actually from the hood. And then it makes sense to you why she has the tattoos, the body piercings. She always talks to you like you a punk. And when she see Chad or Tyrone, she runs into the arms of Chad and Tyrone, but she don't run into your arms. She give Chad and Tyrone all the sex, but don't give you no play. You try to take her out for coffee, 30 minutes go by, she's hanging down the street drinking a 40 with Tyrone or Chad. And you're like, what the fuck? You try to take her out to lunch, about 1 hour and 30 minutes go by, she's getting her back blown out by Tyrone or Chad. You try to take her out to dinner, 2 hours go by, she's getting gang banged by the basketball team or the football team just 15, 20 blocks down the street. There's a college. While you at work trying to figure out why 2 hours went by for dinner and she didn't even show up. You try to take her to a picnic for 3 hours and she don't even show up at the park for 3 hours. But she's in another city, in another state, messing with some celebrity that you've seen in movies and television. And you're scratching your head trying to figure out what the hell happened. And then you get word from other coworkers that she a freak like that. But when you want to see the freak at work, she don't show you the freak. She roll her eyes at you at work. She look at you in complete disgust at work. But when she see Chad or Tyrone, she smiles at Chad and Tyrone. But you, it's fuck you. You know, I'm just trying to help you men out here. And you see, I came up for an answer for this, and that's called, you gotta learn how to accept your masculine frame. You gotta learn how to be the dominant alpha male. And I'm not talking about walking up to your boss and punching your boss in the damn face. I'm talking about the state of mind of being a dominant alpha male. I'm talking about understanding what type of woman you deal with when you go to work. Not all the women that you work with in a high class and middle class environment are actually high class, middle class women like you see in the movies and the television shows. A lot of men have a picture in their head that when they see Scarlett Johansson, they think that's what they're going to see when they go to work. And instead of seeing Scarlett Johansson, you see Shaniqua. Or if you think of Jennifer Lopez, you get Jenny from the block, just not Jennifer Lopez. And a lot of you guys got to stop looking at those movies and those television shows, because that doesn't help, that just hurts you. Got to learn how to accept reality for what reality really is. You know, when you watch those movies and those television shows, that's called escapism. You want to escape from the fact that you're in a real world that's cold and that's harsh and mean. I understand that. But there's an answer for that. That's called taking martial arts and taking boxing. And you see, a lot of times when you try to date black women or Mexican women or white women from the hood, what you have to understand is she gonna have ex-boyfriends and other men that find her physically, sexually attractive that's gonna try to get that ass. And the one thing that women love from men is security. Is he man enough to protect me from any element of danger? That means if you get into a fight with some guy that's between 6 feet to 6'5", and he's between 200 to 250 pounds muscle, you got to be willing to go to a 24-hour fitness, an LA Fitness, a Gold's Gym, a Club Onyx, or a Club Bay, and be willing to put on 15 to 20 pounds of muscle so you can get bigger, stronger, and faster athletic wise, and start doing some mixed martial arts. Some of the greatest mixed martial artist fighters in the world are good at just intimidating men from trying to approach a woman without even having to throw a punch. Same thing in martial arts. And you see the guys that do boxing, the guys that do MMA, the reason why those men are considered hardcore and get respect from the hood is because those men understand that if they mess with a woman that's from the hood, then they have to understand the approach that. And I'm trying to say that if you're going to mess with a woman that's from the hood, you better know what it comes with. A lot of times the girl's going to be narcissistic. See, the word narcissistic means someone who is seeking attention and validation all day, every day. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And you need to understand that when you're dealing with a girl that's an attention whore, she gonna try to do anything she can for some attention. The woman don't care if it's good attention, bad attention, or a combination of the two, good and bad attention. She don't care if she get caught smoking and drinking and doing drugs and you see it. She don't care. She don't care if she get hit on by 2 or 3 men and you see it. And when you mess with black women, white women, or Mexican women from the hood, they do a shit test. Except for in the hood, they don't call it a shit test. They call it mind games. I already kind of explain that, but I guess I might have to make a sequel called Part 2 of the Shit Test versus Mind Games to further explain more. So I'll put it in this video because I guess it can go with this video. See, when a woman does mind games is the manipulation of the mind to extract resources from a man. And you see, if you pass the mind games, two things happen. Either the woman give you sex like you want it, or the woman run away and hide like a coward. That's one or two things she's going to do when it comes to mind games. And you see, the mind games is because that's her way of doing a shit test. That's her way of finding out if you are a man or not. Or in the hood, they would call that being a bitch. And you see, what a lot of women are doing now, if they mess with a man that works in a high class or middle class environment, what she'll do is, there's a term called, I want to turn him into an animal. And a lot of you are probably spitting out your Coca-Cola, your Pepsi, your Mountain Dew, your water, your apple juice, your orange juice, your tea. You're probably spitting out and going, what did Alec just say? I'm going to say it again. There's this term in the hood called, I'm going to turn him into an animal. That means if you mess with a black woman from the hood, white woman from the hood, Mexican woman from the hood that has anywhere between 5 to 10 tattoos and body piercings, she gonna try to expose you to the chaotic, destructive world of the hood in order for you to be with her. That means she gonna want you to do the stuff that's in the hood. So if playing basketball and football in the hood is acceptable, you're gonna have to be playing basketball and football in the hood, because that's what they do in the hood. Hold on, every time I do a video. So like I was saying, you're going to be playing basketball and football in the hood, because that's what they do in the hood, is they play basketball and football. If they listen to gangster rap music or R&B, you're going to have to listen to some gangster rap and some R&B. And as soon as you start talking about math, history, and science, you know, they're going to be looking at you like, oh, he think he's super smart. And that might lead to you getting into a fight. So that's why I said you might want to learn some boxing and some mixed martial arts. And you see, the black women that work in high class, middle class environments, they don't look like they're from the hood. So a lot of times you can't tell. But then as soon as you see them tattoos and them piercings, you be like, oh no. And see, I'm trying to tell you, the only answer to deal with these types of women is you just got to just be straight warrior. You got to be like King Leonidas from 300. You can't let no bullshit jump off. And you see, when a woman shit test you or play mind games, she do it because she's trying to see if you're a real man. Like, your definition of what a real man is and her definition of what a real man is are two completely different definitions. Mine's is, if you got a house or an apartment and a car and 2 jobs or 3 jobs, you're a man. That's my definition. A woman's definition might be, I want to know if he can fight. So if a man's 6 feet to 6'5", 200 to 250 pounds of muscle walk up on us, and it's my ex-baby daddy, I want to know if he can fight. I want to know if he can protect me if somebody touched my ass or my titties. That's might be a woman's definition. I'm just giving you a prime example. And as a man, you might find something wrong with that. Remember my video part 2 of intelligence versus social intelligence? That's why I said, if you're messing with a hood girl, you might have to play basketball and football. Now, if you don't play basketball and football, then listen to some music. And she'll know that you're not interested in love and hip-hop and all of the other junk. But the purpose of her trying to do that is to see if you're worthy of being a mate. So when women say, I want to turn them into an animal, what women start doing to try to turn you into an animal is they try to get you fired from your job. Oh yeah, they try to get you fired from your job. And the reason why they do that is because they want to see that if they put you in a chaotic, destructive, animalistic environment, what they're trying to see is two things. Are you going to survive and thrive in that environment, or are you going to run away and hide like a punk bitch? A lot of women want to see if you're man enough to do that. You know, you might get shot, you might get stabbed, you might get jumped by 15 people. They want to see if you're going to be able to tolerate that. So that's the first thing when they say, I want to turn them into an animal. The second thing when they mean by I want to turn a man into an animal is that it's a code for you're too damn nice. Remember that if you're a nice guy, you get rejected, right? Well, when a woman say you're too civilized, what she means is you're too damn nice. And when she say, I want to turn you into an animal, what she really mean when she say animal, she mean, I want you to be a bad boy. I want you to be like the thugs, the gangsters that she used to have sex with before she met you. That's what she mean when she say animal. She don't necessarily mean, I want you to be a tiger or a lion and shit. Even though you should have the mentality of one. But the point that I'm trying to say is, that's what be going on with these females. These women you be trying to date and take out to lunch and dinner. And you see, then the third sign is tattoos. Oh yeah, anytime you see a man with a lot of tattoos, you can rest to assure that a lot of times it ain't because he want to have tattoos. It's because the girl that he be trying to take out to lunch and dinner requires tattoos. So now he has to have tattoos. Because he messing with a woman that she all hood with it, and he can't believe what he dealing with. And in order for him to get the female, he kind of had to lower his standards, and he couldn't rely on his intelligence. He had to use social intelligence, because with her, he has to, be around the clique, and then when he's not with her, he can sound as smart and intelligent as he wants. You ever heard of the term called corporate thug? I'm a thug, but I'm in the corporate world, but I'm a thug. Well, a lot of times that corporate thug knows how to do intelligence when he's on a civilized platform, and when he goes to an animalistic environment, he knows how to use the social intelligence, and he figures out there's a balance, so that way he can kill two birds with one stone. Now, the fourth sign that you're dealing with a black woman or a white woman or a Mexican woman from the hood, she will try to start fights to try to see how do you react. And yeah, her panties will get wet and she'll turn all sick and perverted and shit and be psychopathic with a smile and basically look at you with that look like, I want some chaos, I want some destruction. And you probably might be very uncomfortable with her doing it. And you know how you can tell when it gets to this? When she get you and another man that like her and make two men fight over her. The purpose of that is, if you kick the other guy's ass, then you won your prize, which is pussy. That's if you actually win the fight. You're not going to win the fight that easy. Because in these types of fights, anything can actually happen. The guy can have a knife. The guy can have a gun, a baseball bat, a crowbar. If there's no weapons in it, then that's good. But most of the time, there's usually some weapons, depending on how insecure the man is. And she ain't just going to make it to where you win the fight easily. No, she's going to make sure it's at night, where it's cold, it's dark, there ain't no police driving up and down the street with the flashlight. She's going to make sure she take you to some place where there ain't no help. That's what she's going to do. And then what she's going to start doing is, because she want to see some chaos and destruction, she's going to look at you and give you a choice. You fight and get this pussy, or you get your ass whooped and you leave me alone. And that's if she a drama queen. Drama queens, they get off on this type of entertainment. You are going to end up fighting, usually a lot of times, you're going to end up fighting a guy that's probably between 6 feet to 6'5", 200 to 250 pounds. You're not going to be fighting nobody that you can easily knock out. You're going to be fighting someone bigger, stronger, and faster, and hits hard as hell. And if you don't do no boxing or no martial arts, then you're done for. And you may not have no weapon on you. You may not have no pepper spray. And a lot of people don't. A lot of you guys don't like to charge your cell phone, so you're not gonna be able to call for no damn help, and you ain't gonna be able to find no payphone. Because if there's a payphone, it may be 20 to 30 blocks down the street, 5 miles. You ain't gonna be able to get to no damn payphone. And if you're in the wrong part of town, ain't nobody gonna slow down their car to help you out. You might see an Uber driver, and the Uber driver might bail you out, but if the Uber driver is terrified of what he sees, he might lock the locks and drive off without your ass. So that's why I'm saying, if you ever mess with black women, white women, or Mexican women from the hood, this is what you're going to have to look forward to. See, the reason why I'm making the video is because the video needs to be made. Because 85 to 90% of the time, most of us get put in situations and we don't even see the signs. We don't even realize that we're messing with a drama queen. We don't even realize that we're messing with what we think is a woman in a high class, middle class environment. She's from the hood. And when she reveals that she's from the hood and you complain she's so damn primal, she's so damn raw and animalistic, I ain't never seen no woman drink like this. I ain't never seen no woman smoke like this. She smoke and drink and do drugs like a man. She got tattoos like a man. When you start bitching like that, that's a part of her shit test. That is a part of the mind games that she play. And then when she see you at work and she roll her eyes, because she know you're scared. See, if a woman smell fear in you, if she smells the fear and she sees the fear, she's never, and I mean never, gonna find you physically, sexually attractive. I don't care if you get 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs. She'll never find you physically, sexually attractive ever again. I don't care if you get a house or a car. She still won't have sex with you, because the minute she found out that you're scared of her mentality, when she found out that you're just scared in general, she can't bring you around her friends, because her friends might be the same way. And you might go, well, why are you hood in a high class, middle class environment? And that's why a lot of times you see that the woman is, intelligent and civilized. And a lot of times you see the thug is all animal and ristic and shit, because the woman wants a bad boy. And this is usually women from the age of 18 to 29. Women in their prime, they want the chaos and the destruction. And then when these women hit the wall at stage 1 and stage 2, and they get like 35 or 40, 45 years old, 50, they don't want the thug no more. Now they want the punk ass, a beta male provider. And if you want to sit there and wait 10 years, 15 years, 20 years for the woman to get old so you don't have to go through that bullshit, then okay, fine. But for guys that can't tell, because now the problem is some guys can't even make the distinction between a woman who's from the hood and a woman that works in a high class, middle class environment, but she lives in the hood. Because they all now look the same. So it's hard for you to tell the difference. And 80 to 85% of the time, we fall into the trap, and we don't realize we fall into the trap until it's too little too late. So I already told you the signs. Sign 1, she going to try to get you fired from your job because she curious to see if you can survive in an environment. Either you thrive or you die. Sign number 3, she gonna try to see if you can handle her lifestyle. And then of course there's the tattoos, and then she gonna make you fight another man. And I probably might make a future YouTube video called why it's not good to fight over a girl. But the last sign is she gonna try to make you fight another man, and that's to prove to her that you are a man. That's why I said, if you watch part 2 of my video, intelligence versus social intelligence, some of that can be used in this argument. Until then, peace.